What is up, everybody? This is Captain inn-zhano Esquire, and today we're talking about something entirely different. We're talking about the Babyface's blaster, how big it used to be, its fall from grace, and what we could do to fix it. So today we're talking about, is the Babyface's blaster still a viable and useful weapon in the world of TF2? So as you can see, I'm playing on 2 Fort, probably not the best map to play Babyface's blaster on. And yeah, my aim kind of sucks, and I had to edit it down because there was a lot of me being really bad with the weapon. But hey, you might want to see that, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about my aim. We're here to talk about the Babyface's blaster. The Babyface's blaster came out with a set with the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol, the Diligence duffel, and I can't remember what the hat was called again. I'll have to go and look that up at some point. I'm not doing really good with these improvised speeches. As you can see, it was a weapon that whenever you shot your opponent, it built up your boost meter and allowed you to go twice as fast. If I remember the stats, it is 173% speed, pace speed, and normally he would go 133. This was reduced to 120 whenever you equipped the Babyface's blaster, so when you started off pretty slow. And when it first got released into the game back in 2012, I believe, the weapon itself was not that great. It had a lot of flaws with it and a lot of plot holes, I guess, that you could say. But then it got buffed, and it got buffed to the point where it was ridiculously overpowered. I mean, other than the fact that you couldn't double jump over the... well, you could, but you'd risk losing your boost. But it wouldn't reduce all of it, it would reduce partially. But other than that, it was ungodly to play against, and if you were on a roll with it, you could do super fast stuff. You could just go around blasting people in the head left, right, and center. So, it was, whenever you were up against a scout, using this, you knew you were going to have a hard time, because a lot of the scouts who use this, like, there seem to be a lot of scout mains, they knew exactly what they were going to do with this weapon, and what they would do to their opponents and make them suffer. But then, gunmetal happened. Yes, gunmetal happened, and that kind of sent everything down the toilet completely for the Babyface's blaster. Because along with the changes, they changed it so that even taking damage now reduces boost. So, if the enemy so much as breathes on you, you're going to lose all of that hard-earned boost that you'd spent ages coveting and shooting people to get. And just right off the bat, the Babyface's blaster disappeared from all scout backpacks the world over. I'm not sure about that, but it seems like it because no one ever equips the Babyface's blaster anymore. But that being said, the main question here is, does it still have a use in Team Fortress 2? I think, with most weapons, yes, it still does. If you're in a map such as Upward with nice, wide open spaces, then that's where the Babyface's blaster really shines, because you're able to get some pot shots in, and then race across the open areas and take out a load of people in the vicinity, and you wouldn't be tightly confined like I was here in 2 Fort when I was recording the footage. It definitely does not suit well to tight and close spaces, because enemies will be able to pot shot you and you'd lose your boost before you can get out and be slowed to a crawl. Sometimes you might have just enough boost that you might be able to get out in time, but sometimes you're not always so lucky. So, what's a way to work around the issues with the Babyface's blaster? As you can see throughout this video, I'm partnering it with the Criticola, because whenever you drink the Criticola, you get a speed boost, and I use this to roll out with. So to roll out with the Babyface's blaster, and it will overclock, so I won't be running slowly, as you can see here, and then I can run out with crits. So when I'm rolling out with crits, I can take people out, and I can use the boost of the Criticola to run a lot faster, so I can be able to keep up with the action. Keep up with all the other scouts in speed. But when it wears off, if I've killed somebody or I've hit enough people, I will still have the boost maintained over time from the boost of the Criticola and the boost of killing people with the Babyface's blaster itself. But could the weapon be reworked? That is a good question, and today I'm going to try and answer that with a weapon rework for it myself, which is we keep the whole slow to start. We kind of like remove the slow to start with, I think. Well, actually, yeah, you keep the slow to start with actually, and what we do is we'd remove the lose boost on damage, and what we would have is we would have it reflective of health. So if you've got 100% health, if you've got full health, then the boost meter will be locked at 25% boost. So you can only get 25% of the actual full boost, and then when your health's down to, say, 50%, then you'll be able to get to you'll be able to get 50% of the boost. And if you're 25% or lower, you'll be able to access 100% boost. So you'll be able to use it. Think of it more as an escape tool than anything. It's kind of like reworking it as kind of like a primary version of the escape plan. That still does a hell of a lot of damage, and you'll be able to quickly get away. And would it be powerful? Too powerful? Maybe, but never rule it out. That could be an interesting, viable solution to the problem of the Babyface's blaster. It's a shame because it used to be such a fun weapon, and everybody and their grandmother used to use it. But now it's just kind of fallen by the wayside because the scattergun assuages all the fears, and everybody likes to use that anyway. But I gotta get out of here, guys. This has been Captain inn-zhano Esquire. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this content, and let me know if you want me to do another episode where I can find uses for other weapons that have been forgotten by the TF2 community and forgotten to time. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.